former President Bush's mind as he sees Barack Obama, a man who, if you think about it, 2-3 years ago, relatively unknown. I mean, the thought that he could become president, very few people would have said this would happen.
Very few people thought. George W. Bush thought that Hillary Clinton was going to be the nominee. And this is a tough moment for him, as he told us in his many goodbye interviews that while it's been a tough job for him, he loved every minute of it, he said. And
it's interesting, you know, they're about a half an hour behind the schedule that they had organized, but does it really make any difference, David Gergen? I don't think so. I think everybody is having a good time. They're watching the celebration. It's a day for history to unfold. Tomorrow, the President of the United States gets down to real business. He's got a series of meetings, as we know, and the enormous challenges facing him and the country on the foreign policy, national security front, and also on the economic front.
Yes, he
You can
does.
actually see
And
the chopper now lifting off past the Capitol from our vantage point. You can see it.
but
There it
by
goes.
all indications, he relishes the chance to go into the Oval Office and get started. He wants to get moving.
Yeah, he'll have lunch up on Capitol Hill, and then he'll make that drive over to the White House. And you know what? Pretty soon he'll be in the Oval Office himself. He'll be signing papers, executive orders, making major decisions. Isn't that a great shot, Anderson?
They're
of
about to
that
pass us
helicopter?
right by, actually. This is...
Yeah, it's heading our way a little bit. I guess he's going to make a little tour. Maybe he'll fly over the White House before he heads out to Andrews Air Force Base, which is actually the other way, the other side of Capitol Hill. But I guess it would be symbolic and appropriate to fly over the north lawn, the south lawn of the White House.
It's interesting. All along the parade route, you see people turning and waving to the helicopter as it passes overhead.
you know, as Barack Obama said in his speech, he said this is a moment that will define a generation.
Yes.
I think it will.
But notice in the speech, too, he also went back to the other moments that define our times. Hurricane Katrina. He talked about 9/11, those emotional touchstones for people. He weaved them through the speech as well because he was throwing it back to the American people. Again, that line he always says, not about me, it's about you. And what we remember most about those moments is the spirit of the American people.
And as we see this U.S. Marine Corps helicopter carrying the former President George Bush and the former First Lady Laura Bush off to Andrews Air Force Base to board a 747 U.S. Air Force aircraft to fly him back to Texas. I want to point out, and David, Gloria, Soledad, and Anderson, there was a mixed message, a double message he sent to the rest of the world. And viewers are watching in huge numbers. Hundreds of millions of people all over the world. Our broadcast on CNN and CNN International is being seen right now in 240 countries. And I like to think, Anderson, we've played a little bit of a role just broadcasting this to the world.